Vicki, what would you do on quartering birds? Would you take a left to right quartering bird like you would take a right to left quartering bird, or would you take it different? I know you typically don't like to look at the trap on quartering birds, and I do. So tell us a little bit about the way you would approach that quartering bird.
Okay. I would have my eyes not on the trap. I would have it out a little bit. I'd have the gun out about where I was going to take the target. And as soon as I see that flash, I'm going to push the gun to the target and watch it run up the left side of the gun or the right side of the gun. When it gets to the end, I'm going to take the shot. I don't know that I really think about it being converging lines, but I'm going to be damn sure that that target is on the correct side of the barrel before I take the shot.
Okay, so typically Vicki is not going to look at that bird out of the trap.
No.
She's going to look out 10, 15 yards in front of the trap, of course, depending on where the trap is. It might be 15 feet, but she's not going to get trapped looking at that bird coming off the trap. If it's coming from the left, I'm going to have to look out from the trap. I'm going to look out from the trap enough so that I can see that bird, and once I see it, it's slowed down a lot. If it's coming from the right, it really doesn't bother me to turn my head around and watch that bird come off that trap. Because all I do is just follow it with my nose, and as it comes to the gun, like Vicki says, I just make sure I see it across the barrel, and I'm on line and I pull the trigger. But it's something that you have to practice, and you have to be comfortable with exactly what you're going to do with it. And I would tell you that, and I've done this with almost everybody out there that's a tournament shooter. We've gone to a trap and we've started, I don't know, maybe 8 steps behind the trap, directly behind it. And you know if you're going to the right, you're going to see that bird come off the trap and it's going to be to the left of the barrel if you're right-handed. Mm-hmm. But instead of going to the right, I'll make them take a step to the left and take another step to the left and figure out where in that travel to the left of the trap, where's the crossover point where the whole point has to be on the left side of the line of the bird. You understand what I mean? If you're right behind it, you're going to start on the left, and you're going to come up to it from left to right. But as you begin to move to the left, you're going to move about 3 or 4 steps depending on how far behind the trap you are. And after you get to that one point, coming from the right of the bird is going to create more risk than it eliminates, and you're going to have to pop the gun over on the left side of the line of the bird, and you're going to have to see it across the barrel the whole way. And you need to know exactly where that point is. A good target setter will put the cage so that it's right at that tweener point. And if you don't know exactly where that gun needs to be, he's going to get one target on it because you're going to start it to the right and you're going to miss it over the top because you had to move too far and the gun got in the way, and you're going to move to the left. So you need to practice that move to the left on a going straight, going away for a right-handed shooter. If you're a left-handed shooter, you need to practice moving to the right and see how far you can move to the right before you have to move the whole point over to the right or over to the left of the line of the bird and see it across the barrel the whole way. That's a really important thing. But the quartering birds, you're just going to have to play with those. And you need to have no doubt in your mind what you're getting ready to see as that shot comes together on a quartering bird. I mean, it's just something that you have to, and you have to drill it, Tim. It's not easy because, I mean, everybody loves to shoot long crossers now because we've made them so easy. Now you got to go back and do your work on the little quartering repetitive birds, and you'll find that if you can make the bird slow and train the sequence, then you can speed it up, and then you can go slow, fast, which is something that we do often in a clinic. We'll train the move on a really slow sequence. And then once everybody starts getting the move down, then we'll go fast, then we'll come back to slow, then we'll go fast, then we'll come back to slow.